All right, so today we're diving into this article from The Motley Fool. It's called AI is About to Change the PC Market. Two stocks to buy now.
It really caught my eye, with all this AI hype going around.
Definitely, it's certainly been the talk of the tech world these days.
So we're going to try to break it down for you, see if this is just, hype or if there's some real substance to it. What really struck me was this idea that the PC market, which honestly, let's be real, has been kind of, blah.
Yeah, a bit stagnant. You could
Exactly. Like back in 2021, global PC shipments hit 341 million. Not bad, right? But then 2023 rolls around and that number plummets to 241 million. Like, what gives? You'd think with all the AI buzz, things would be, exploding, not imploding.
It's a head scratcher for sure, especially when you consider that AI is supposed to be this transformative technology, right? And it's poised to revolutionize pretty much everything. Right. So why the disconnect? Well, that's what we're going to explore today. The article makes this kind of bold claim that this slump, this recent dip in the PC market, it might be the calm before the storm. Like, what if AI is actually about to become the PC market's saving grace?
Interesting take. So are they saying everyone's going to suddenly ditch their old laptops and rush out to buy new AI-powered ones?
That's the million-dollar question.
Mm-hmm.
And the article does point to some pretty compelling evidence.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Lay it on me. What's their argument?
All right. So first up, they highlight this whole Windows 10 thing. Microsoft ending support for it next year. Now, on the surface, you might think, okay, another software update, who cares? But it's bigger than that. It's like Microsoft's giving everyone a nudge or maybe a shove towards operating systems that are AI ready.
So they're using it as an opportunity to push their AI agenda. Smart move on their part.
Right. But it's not just Microsoft, though. The article also cites this prediction from Gartner. You know, those tech research folks, they always have their fingers on the pulse.
Gartner, yeah, they're usually pretty good at spotting trends.
Exactly. And they're saying that by 2025, nearly half of all PCs shipped will be these AI-powered machines. We're talking a jump from a measly 17% this year to almost 50% in just a couple of years.
Wow, that is a seismic shift if they're right. Okay, but before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's break it down for those of us who aren't, coding AI in our sleep. What makes these AI PCs so special? I mean, are we talking revolutionary hardware or is it more about the software capabilities?
That's the thing. It's both. They're designed from the ground up to really leverage the power of AI. And the article gets into how this impacts everything from the processors to the memory to the way the software interacts with the user.
So paint me a picture. What can these AI PCs actually do that my current laptop can't?
Imagine real-time translation as you're, video chatting with someone across the globe. Or your computer actually understanding what you're saying, not just, trying to guess based on your terrible typing.
Oh, so voice recognition and natural language processing, that kind of thing?
Exactly. But it goes even deeper. Think about personalized recommendations based on your work patterns.
Right.
Or your computer actually learning from your habits and anticipating your needs. It's like having a super intelligent assistant built directly into your machine.
Hold on. Super intelligent is where I get a little, creeped out. Are we talking about some kind of AI overlord living inside my computer? Because that's not really my idea of a good time.
It's not quite science fiction yet, but yeah, it's about bringing some of that cloud-based AI power directly to your device. So your computer can do all those complex tasks, the image recognition, the natural language processing, without needing to constantly be connected to the internet.
Okay, I can see the appeal in that. But back to those Gartner predictions for a sec. They're known for being pretty bullish, right? Should we really take their word for it, or are they known for, getting a little ahead of themselves sometimes? They do have a pretty solid track record when it comes to spotting tech trends, but you're right to be cautious. Gartner's not infallible. I mean, let's be real, they're in the business of making predictions.
And sometimes those predictions are more, shall we say, aspirational than accurate.
Exactly. So yeah, I'd say a healthy dose of skepticism is always warranted. But, even if they're off by a bit, even if it's not, exactly half of all PCs by 2025, the underlying trend here seems pretty clear. AI is going to be huge for the PC market. It's just a question of how huge and how quickly.
And for savvy investors like ourselves, that's the million-dollar question, right? So let's talk about how to actually, capitalize on this whole AI PC revolution. The article threw out a couple of companies that they think are particularly well-positioned to benefit.
Yeah, they did. They seem pretty bullish on Micron technology.
Micron technology. Okay, full disclosure, I had to Google them. Refresh my memory, what's their deal?
Memory and storage. That's their bread and butter. And guess what AI PCs need a whole lot of?
Right, memory, storage, all that jazz. AI algorithms are data-hungry beasts. But why Micron specifically? Aren't there like a zillion other companies making memory chips and storage drives these days?
There are, but Micron is particularly well positioned to cash in on this AI PC boom. Remember that little detail from the article about how those new AI PCs might need like 32 GB of DRAM compared to the, 12 GB average in most machines today?
Yeah, 32 GB. That's a heck of a lot of RAM.
Exactly. And that's just one example. We're talking about a potential explosion in demand for memory and storage. And Micron, they've got the goods. They're already a major player in the data center market, where all that cloud computing magic happens.
What's powering all that cloud computing magic these days?
Yeah.
AI. Right.
Bingo! Data centers are basically just giant server farms, and AI requires massive amounts of processing power, which translates to, you guessed it, a ton of memory and storage.
So Micron's already riding the AI wave in the data center world, and now they're poised to catch it again as AI comes to personal computers. Talk about being in the right place at the right time.
It's a pretty sweet spot to be in. And get this. The article mentions some analysts are predicting Micron's stock price could double in the next year, driven largely by, all this anticipated AI-related demand.
Double. Okay, now you're speaking my language. But let's be real for a second. Analyst predictions. They're about as reliable as, I don't know, the weather forecast in April.
You're not wrong.
So, bottom line, should I be calling my broker and buying up Micron stock? Asking for a friend, of course.
Well, I'm not giving financial advice. It's not really my department. But I will say this. The potential for growth is definitely there. Micron is a key player in a market that's about to get very, very interesting.
Okay, fair enough. But let's move on to the companies who are actually building these AI PCs. The article also highlighted Dell Technologies.
Ah, Dell, the
Yeah.
OG PC maker.
Right. They practically invented the home PC back in the day. So what's their angle? Are they just trying to reflame their former glory by jumping on the AI bandwagon?
Well, they might not have the same market dominance they once did, but Dell's still a major player in the PC world. But here's where it gets interesting. Their business is kind of divided. They've got the traditional PC side, which, as we've established, has been struggling lately.
Right. Not exactly setting the world on fire.
Exactly. But then there's their other business, their AI server business. And that, my friend, is booming.
Wait a minute. So they're selling the AI servers, the ones that power those data centers where companies like Micron are already cleaning up. And at the same time, they're trying to revive their PC business by, putting those same AI capabilities into everyday computers.
You got it.
It's like they're playing both sides of the field. That's kind of genius, actually.
It's a smart strategy. They see the explosive growth happening in the data center market firsthand, and they're betting that same demand will soon spill over into the consumer space.
So they're basically using their AI server expertise to give their struggling PC business a much-needed shot in the arm.
That's one way to put it. They're betting big on AI to breathe new life into PC sales.
So they're banking on AI to, make PCs exciting again. I like it.
Yeah.
But how much are they actually putting behind this? Are we talking a cautious toe dip, or are they going all in on AI?
Dell. Oh, they're diving in head first. They're projecting their AI hardware and services market to grow a crazy amount, 22% annually every year.
22% every year? Whoa. Okay, that's impressive. But hold on, aren't they going to be up against some serious competition? I mean, isn't every tech giant on the planet trying to get in on this AI gold rush?
Oh, absolutely. The AI hardware scene is getting crowded for sure. It's not like Dell has the field to themselves,
Right, so what makes them think they could actually pull this off?
Well, for one thing, they've been around the block a time or two. They've got that history in the PC market, the brand recognition, the relationships they've built over the years. You can't just, manufacture that overnight.
True. Experience counts for something. But okay, let's say, for argument's sake, this AI PC thing, it takes off, just like the article predicts. Couldn't still be a temporary blip, everyone upgrades their old clunkers, and then what? Does the market just flatline again?
Ah, the billion-dollar question, right. And honestly, nobody knows for sure. That's what makes all this so fascinating. We're in an uncharted territory here.
And that's what I love about these deep dives. We're not just trying to, pick stocks or whatever.
Yeah.
We're trying to understand the bigger picture, the forces that are shaping the future, right?
Absolutely.
So let's zoom out for a second. Big picture time. What does it all mean? Let's say this whole AI PC wave, it crashes over us, just like we're talking about. What are the long-term implications? How does it change the way we live, the way we work, even the way we think?
That's the question, isn't it? And I don't think there are any easy answers. This isn't just about, who sells the most computers. It's about how AI is fundamentally changing our relationship with technology, with information, with each other even.
It's like AI is becoming our partner, not just a tool. It's a little intimidating, honestly, but also kind of exciting. A lot to think about. But we're going to leave that thinking to you, dear listener. It's been a fascinating deep dive, and a huge thank you to our expert for being the expert.
Happy to be here. Always a pleasure to talk tech.
And to all of you listening, thank you for joining us for another deep dive. Be sure to check out the show notes for links to the article and all the other cool stuff we talked about. Until next time, keep those brains engaged and stay curious.